everyone, it's Justine, and today I'm going to be designing for honeybee stamps, and I'm going to be creating this Build a Bee card that is a perfect interactive card, especially for a kid's birthday. So to get started, I'm using some watercolor paper and I am saturating it with some water, and I'm going to be using a mixture of this dark and light yellow color from my Gansai watercolors. I'm not doing anything special, I'm just putting the color into the water, so it's a wet-on-wet technique to create sort of an explosion of yellow on the background and to give it some nice contrast against the yellow paper. I kept going in with some of the darker colors to add different contrasts between light and dark, and then when I was satisfied, I left it off to the side to dry. So I was inspired by the title of this stamp set, and it was called Build a Bee, and I thought it would be kind of cool to make an interactive card for a child's birthday where they could build their own bees, kind of like paper dolls. So I went ahead and I stamped several of these bees, some of the bodies, the wings on them, and the little antenna, and I actually did more than I actually needed just in case I messed up when I was cutting. And I wanted to stamp each one of the cute little faces that comes in these stamp sets, so you had a variety of emotions with the bees as well. I did go ahead also and color some of them, and some of them I left blank in case some of the kids wanted to color them or the kid that received it would color as well. So I gave them kind of a little bit of a choice here. To color my bee, I decided to use some alcohol markers, so I took out my Copics, and to color the yellow of the bee, I used Y13 as the lightest color and Y19 as the darkest color. And then I also used C7 and C9 for the black, so it created sort of a shine on the bee. And same with the heads, I actually colored them the same colors. Then I kind of realized that I actually stamped the heads upside down, but it doesn't really matter. So in order to hold the Build-A-Bee set, to hold all of these little pieces, which I cut out, I'm going to be using my envelope press. So all you need to do is you line it up according to what it says on the guide, and then you keep lining it up with that score line that's jutting out and scoring, and then you go ahead and stamp these here. There are plenty of videos available on the envelope press board if you're interested in learning more details and getting more details on that. So I'm going ahead now and I'm scoring all of my lines from my envelope, and sometimes you actually need to just flip it around and it will be just fine. I noticed it wasn't working out for me at first, and then I just went ahead and was able to cut it. Using my Tombow permanent tape runner, I ran that along the sides here and then folded up the bottom, and then I can stick all the little pieces inside, but I'm going to take them out when I do the stamping on the front, as I should have done the stamping before I even put these magnets on. I bought these magnets a long time ago when I was in Germany, and if I can find them, I will link to them below in the video description. But they are adhesive on one side, and then you can just simply add them to your card, and that's really cool for the envelope because it'll pop open and closed. I'm going to be using the Bee-You-Tiful sentiment stamps, and I stamped a bee, and then I wrote build with my own handwriting. So you can see it says build a bee when I'm all finished, and I can put all of the cut out little pieces into this little envelope for an interactive fun card. Now it's a matter of just putting the card together. So I used a black card base and I attached my watercolor card base here with my permanent tape runner, and this way it's really nice and strong if my paper warped at all, and it has this nice black border around it. Now me personally, I don't like black insides of cards because you have to write with a white gel pen and then you have to heat set it often. So I like to put a white panel on the inside. And then I went ahead and used my tape runner here to adhere the envelope to the middle of the card. So it looks really neat. Now I'm going to go ahead with my MISTI and I'm going to be stamping the cover. So I'm going to actually fold it so that it's open so I don't have the envelope inside, and it's absolutely no problem to do this. You can let it hang off the edge and it won't damage at all when you're stamping. It's a really neat feature that a lot of people just don't know that works. So I'm going to be stamping sentiments from two different sets. I'm going to be using sentiments from the Bee-You-Tiful sentiments, so the buzzing by to say, and then I am using a sentiment stamp also from Honeybee Stamps. They have really great sentiment stamps, so be sure to check out their website because they're really cool and you can put them together for so many different sayings. And I am using the happiness stamp, which has a combination of things like happy birthday or happiest, happier, and it has a whole bunch of words where you can build your own sentiments. I personally also have one for sympathy cards, and I have one for thank you cards as well, and I believe possibly even Christmas. I just love sentiment stamps that I can build up because they're just so versatile. So I went ahead and added one of the bees that I actually put into the envelope to the front of the card and used my jewel drops, the Nuvo jewel drops in Limoncello, to finish off the card. I hope you enjoyed this card tutorial today. If you want to check out more details on this card, you can check out my blog as well as the Honeybee Stamps blog where I'll be featured. I have some more video suggestions here at the bottom, and you can subscribe to my channel by clicking on the right. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!